Welcome back to episode 2 of my EF sedan truck build, or EF truck build. Got a little bit more done today. Kind of decided to make a little bit of a change. We're not going to be doing the roll cage. After pulling the door panels off and kind of looking how I was going to run the tubing through the door, it's pretty much going to be a pain in the butt. So I think I'm just going to kind of take my chances, weld the doors closed, maybe on the inside and the outside, just for some structural integrity. I'll take a look at that and see how it's going to work once we kind of get to that point. But so what we got today, we're going to go ahead and pull the carpet. So it's out of our way for welding and whatnot. We are going to get the two rear door panels pulled, so I can kind of go over what I was thinking about doing and why it's not going to work, or why I think it's not going to work anyway, as well as get the suspension. So my front tires have both of the lower ball joints, or sorry, lower outer tie rods are stripped out, can't get a nut on them. One of them's on, but it's not on all the way. The other one, I cannot get a nut on it as well. So we're going to be swapping this guy out. As you can see, it is completely, this is actually me trying, I was trying to force a nut on it, and it just decided to kind of round it off. Could not get one to grab. So went down to AutoZone and got a new one. We also swapped out the front camber, front driver's side camber, because the ball joint on that one was stripped out as well. Could not get a nut on it. So I had another set of upper A-arms with good ball joints. So actually I've got the other one. So this one you can see is bent. Somebody has been hammering on it. So could not get a nut on that. Pulled off these guys. These are aftermarket camber. They're kind of junk in my opinion. So pulled these off. The ones that were on the car already had energy suspension bushings in them, so I swapped those over, at least for now. Eventually go to PCI upper camber, so I won't need that upper A-arm in the long run anyway, but it's at least so I can roll the car around without the tire popping in and out. So that's what we did today. Get into a little bit of explanation, but let's get that carpet out. So it looks like the carpet's already been cut here, so super easy to remove. I think I've got everything for it off. This actually looks pretty easy to do. So we can roll this up so I don't get a whole bunch of stuff all over the car that I have to go back and vacuum again. Okay, so on the rear ones, if you guys don't know, there's supposed to be a screw right here. That one's missing. There's a screw here, screw right here. There's a clip you got to pull right here. So we'll get the screws out first. And actually, my daughter's car, which is, name is Tenzin. after Aang's son from Avatar: The Last Airbender. He actually has blue interior, so I'm going to keep these door panels as spares for that car, just in case. These ones can get kind of gross because they're vertical. So all the stuff you put in there, anything that falls in there, dirt, dust, grime, nasty fingers. You guys can see that. That screw is nasty. Okay, that one's gone. I'm going to try a small pick first. Because I can see the end of the clip right here. There you go. Let that clip out. This just comes off. All this stuff will be saved. We have 3 EFs so far in the family, maybe more. My daughter's interested in one. Proud dad. So, my youngest daughter, sorry. The Tenzin is for my middle daughter. Once you get all the screws out, it's a matter of just popping and lifting. There's one more up here. This has never been pulled off before. They can be a little tight. There's a little finger that goes back right here that you kind of have to get past the door handle. And she's off. Since this is a DX, there are no wires attached to it. Set that out of the way. Okay, so power stuff. So all of this stuff will actually come out and get saved. Same thing with the door handle. I'm going to remove the beehive. I don't need it. But my original plan was to bring like a roll cage tube from about here, but it would be on the inside all the way back, but it would have to come through the frame right here to go back further. And I don't know how I'm actually going to get the tube in there, to be honest. Because it's going to be a chunk that's going to be here, so it's about 3 feet, 4 or 5 feet long. How am I going to get that tube in there? And then also, how is it going to come out and connect to the roll cage? So I think if anything, I'm just going to do a really good weld job on the door, and I think that's just going to have to do it. Probably end up pulling this mechanism out because I got to pull the door handles and all that stuff. So I'll get all that stuff removed once the car goes in the garage, because obviously, like I said, I don't want any, which this probably won't rust because it's designed to have water and moisture inside of it. But most of this stuff I'm not going to pull until I'm ready to actually make the final cuts. Same thing with the windows, this piece. These, if I remember correctly, are fun. I'm probably going to pull all the trim off, rubber trim, keep it as spare, same with the windows. But let's go ahead and get the other one done and see what we've got left for today. Alright, oh, you guys can probably even see me a little better. One screw here. Look, there's a bee. He's dead though. One thing I've noticed with this 88, which is kind of weird, there is more sound deadening material than on my 91 LX, which is really weird. LX does not have any sound deadening on the wheel well. Let's see. How's it going? Might have to remove some of this. I was definitely going to have to remove it if we're going to put the roll cage in. At least a chunk here. But since I don't think I'm going to go that route, think I'm going to leave as much of the sound deadening as possible, and I'll just going to add more sound deadening over the top of it. Let's see, where is my clip? This one doesn't have very much groove on it, or hook, I should say. Doesn't have much of a hook on it, so it doesn't want to grab very well. Okay, door panel off. Some of these are okay, door panel's off. There for now. Okay, same thing with this one. I'm not going to pull any of this stuff out right now. Make sure that's all the way up. Okay. Yeah, it's stripped out so bad you can't even get a bolt on it. I hate the ones that have the bars in the back. You gotta drop the strut too. I tried putting this on with some coat here. Oh, nice! This car already has steel braided brake lines, and already has polyurethane bushings, so we are good there. So this actually has Skunk 2 Pro Series coilovers already on it, but I am not keeping those because the guy that I got the car from, that was stipulation when I did get around to swapping the suspension, he wanted those back. So I need a hammer. That's out. Talk about jerry-rigged. So this is what I've got, just OEM replacement. But the thing is, these are on a much coarser thread than what OEM does. I gotta go see if I've got the nuts for those, or I might have to swap the ones from the other one. Okay, so I do not have the nuts for these, so we're going to swap these over because they already have polyurethane bushings anyway. Spider web. Okay, let's crap cut off. Completely messed up. Look, they were just hammering the crap out of that. This one's done. So if you guys don't know this, one of these was actually had the bolts put in it correctly, the other one did not. So if you pay attention to the way they do it from the factory, let's get this guy in here first. The bolts should come in from the outside. The nut should be on the inside. And there's a reason for that. It is for your safety. You got frame rails on both sides of this. Frame rails on both sides. If the nut happens to come loose at any point, that bolt cannot come out. Which means that even though this will be loose, it will not completely fall out and cause you to have an accident. So whenever you're putting your upper A-arm together, bolts go from the outside in, nuts are on the inside. That is for your safety. Most likely, even if you had them going from the inside out, they're going to hit your suspension because your strut is right here, but you still have a higher chance of it coming out, and then your suspension comes apart while you're moving 80 miles an hour. Not the best scenario. So we're going to do it this way, even though these will most likely be swapped out before I ever drive the car, because I'm planning on putting a PCI upper camber in, because I have it on Suki and love it. World of difference, but we're going to do it right anyway so I can show you guys. The end of this one isn't bad. Let's see if I've got a nut and we'll test it. Box nuts. Now it should have a castle nut on it. I'm not going to worry about too much about that because shows 14. Yep. It is not going to be driven. I think no. Two of these 17s. I can. One of these guys. This is for your top of your strut. Look at that. Threads on perfect. No issues. Let's go get this one put in. Not the one I wanted either. There we go. Forgot this one only had one in it. Let me go grab one more. Alright, to make it easier on myself, I'm just going to jack up the suspension here. Go. And 14. Yeah. Okay. Let me go find a nut for that, and I'm just gonna send it. This thing doesn't even want to thread, so it's gonna be. Fuck. See if I can get it to go. Wow. Ow, that's hot. May not even be able to get a nut on there, which I'm going to be super upset about. Since that doesn't want to go on, I think let's go check the price on one from AutoZone and see if they've got one in stock, because this place has to be replaced anyway. Might as well do it now, right? Okay, let's see what AutoZone has. I have a commercial account with AutoZone because I do a bunch of stuff here in the garage for other people and whatever. So let's see what I've got. 91 Honda Civic. Tie rod end. The cool thing about this is it tells me if it's in stock or not. I don't have to call. And none of them are in stock. Well, in stock at my store. Oh, let's see. Left outer front. That's what I need. Take a picture of the part number. Actually, I'll probably call them ahead of time. make sure that they actually do have it in stock. Sometimes this lies. About 28 bucks for it. My goal for the truck is to not spend any money on it until I've cut everything in the back apart and everything's going to work how I want. If for some reason I completely mess up the truck, I can't get it to go the way I want, I don't want to have already dumped a bunch of money into it and then come to find out that, you know, I can't do the truck part of it for some odd reason. So I'm only replacing a few little things, like right now, just so that I can roll the shell around, things like that. So 28 bucks isn't bad, but I'm not going to buy any more of, like, for the front suspension, the PCI, camber, anything like that, until I know I've got the back end done, and then I'll kind of finish up the suspension, the body, and engine, interior, and it should be a drivable truck. So I'm going to run and grab this part. As soon as I get it, we will get that installed and should be good to go. Got the brand new one. Let's get this tire back off. Check that out. That was partly me though. Now this should go on better. Beautiful. Of course, that's probably a 17. I need to bring my 17. Suspension is back together. I'm going to go ahead and check the other side just to make sure that I don't have anything loose over there. But I don't remember that side moving at all when we were pushing the car around. So I think I'm okay over there, or at least they were able to get the nuts on. It was this side that kept moving on me when I was pushing the car around, trying to unload it from the trailer and get it in the driveway. Might get a tie rod on that side, but looks like they at least got the nut back on it. This outer tie rod is loose. I think they messed it up as well, but I'm going to see if I can at least get it tighter for now. Yeah, okay. It's probably partially stripped, but it'll work for now until we get the rest of the truck done. So I am happy with that. If you guys were wondering why it's wobbling so much, no axles, so the hub bearing's a little loose. Alright, got everything that I was hoping to get done today done. So next time, it might be a couple weeks before I get another episode out, but I'm going to try to get the car, or sorry, the truck, sedan, into my garage now that the garage is cleaner, and hopefully I can keep it that way. And I'm going to see if I can possibly get the rear window out, so the actual back windshield. That one will be fun. I want to try not to break it, but we'll see. So try to get that out, and possibly the windows out of the doors. And I might tack the rear doors shut, maybe just like every foot or so, just to kind of give it some rigidity. And we'll see kind of where we're at. We might get some cutting done depending on time. Once I get it in the garage, I think I'll be able to get videos out a little bit more. We actually had snow the last 2 weeks here, so it kind of made it hard to do some filming outside, and it's been really windy and stuff. Even today, so it's a little bit of wind, but we got up to about 65 degrees today, so it's been perfect to work on the truck. But once it gets pushed in here, My garage is actually like air conditioned and heated, so it's much more comfortable to work in, and I can work at night and whatnot. So I think we'll start making a little more quicker progress once I can actually get the truck in here. I do have, and I'm actually going to turn you guys around here so you can see my daughter's. You can see right out here, this EF sedan I picked up for my middle daughter. She has named it Tenzin, or Tenzin actually, and I'm probably going to try to get it running before I pull the truck in. That way, if it's, and get it registered and whatnot, so when it's sitting on the street, I don't have the city getting after me for having an unregistered car. Whoa, zoom in, zoom out. So I may get that running really quick before we pull the truck in, and then that way the truck has pretty much full reign of the garage for the next couple months. Because there's going to be a lot of welding and grinding and stuff like that I don't want rain and whatnot to get on and rust it out. So that's the plan. We will see you guys next time. Post any comments you guys have on anything I'm working on with the truck that you guys see me talk about. If you guys have any better suggestions, definitely post them below. I always try to reply to all my messages. And stay tuned for maybe a vlog that's not related to the truck for either Suki or Tenzin as we get working on those. We'll see you next time.